We are losing way too many pastors to COVID. Every day we are getting calls of several pastors who are dying daily. Maybe some of you church members think it is your right to call your pastor to respond to COVID-related emergencies at any time, but let's face it. If we continue with these habits, soon we will be looking for pastors for our function, and it will be very difficult to find one because they will be dead or scared to expose themselves to the virus. It is already difficult to find church leaders for a function right now. This is also because of careless families that allow infected people to attend funerals and invite a pastor in such situations. Please, let's be reasonable and preserve life. Pastors are human. They have children and wives and relatives who will cry bitterly for them when they are gone. On the other hand, it is us church leaders who trained our people to totally depend on us for everything, and that dependency is now killing us. This belief that a pastor has to appear in person for every emergency experienced by their church members has now become dangerous. Church members are expecting the same treatment they were getting from pastors before COVID-19. Some church leaders are compromising in fear of offending their members. We need to understand that times are different. We are infecting our church leaders through house visits, and they are infecting other church members. The best the pastor can do in this situation is to do counseling and praying on the phone. If we don't change this behavior quicker, we will lose all the good pastors who don't want to offend people. We have already lost too many church leaders because of refusing to modify our culture. This situation will pass, but in the meantime we should suspend some activities to preserve life. This is an emergency and our people should not expect normal treatment during an emergency. Dear pastor, don't allow church members to abuse your position. You are not a health worker, you are not a doctor, you are not a paramedic, you are not the police, you are not a social worker. You are not an expert on COVID-19. Stop running around trying to extinguish fires you were not trained for. Protect yourself. You will have to disappoint some people. That's okay. It's tough love. Who knows, you may be the one who will infect them trying to show them some love. While this is time for tough love, there is already tension between leadership and members. Some leaders are just boycotting meetings without explanation. Fear has caused church leaders to find all sorts of excuses not to bury people. We need to act responsibly in order not to scare those who should help us. Let us stop involving our leaders in meetings where social distancing is not observed. Please keep your meetings short. Sanitize surfaces and microphones. Some of these veteran pastors are already old enough to be excused from meetings. In many cases, let us use social media for meetings and communication. Some people say that data is expensive, but they will pay for fuel and public transport fares to go attend meetings. Data is cheaper. Let's save lives. I made this short video as an educational tool to clear this misunderstanding between church leaders and members. Please forward this video to all the pastors and church members you love. Keep praying and stay alive.